Okay, read the verse, inshallah, and translate it. وإلى مدينة أخاهم شعيبا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره قد جاءتكم بينة من ربكم والميزان ولا جاءهم ولا تفسدوا في الأرض بعد إصلاحها ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem. So remember, we discussed this is in keeping with the theme that Allah Ta'ala sent mankind to the world, and Adam alayhi salam was the first prophet that came to guide mankind. Then Nuh alayhi salam, then Hud alayhi salam, then Salih alayhi salam. Then Allah Ta'ala spoke about, although Ibrahim alayhi salam was in between because he was the uncle of Lut alayhi salam. Then Allah Ta'ala spoke about Lut alayhi salam and his and the shenanigans of these people, the people of Sodom, sodomy. Next, Allah Ta'ala is speaking about Shu'aib alayhi salam. In Allah Ta'ala said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَإِلَى مَدْيَنَ أَخَاهُمْ شُعَيْبًا. And we sent to Madian their brother, a person from amongst them, Shu'aib. And he said to his people, قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ عَبُدُ اللَّهِ. O my people, worship Allah. O Abudullah, worship Allah. مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَهٍ غَيْرُهُ. Right? There is not for you from any God besides Allah Ta'ala. قَدْ جَاءَتْكُمْ بَيِّنَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. There is a clear proof has come to you. قَدْ جَاءَتْكُمْ بَيِّنَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. Right? About believing in one Allah, etc. فَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ. Fulfill the measurement. Okay, normally refers to volume. وَالْمِيزَانَ. Do not cheat people with regard to their weights. وَلَا تَبْخَسُوا النَّاسَ أَشْيَاءَهُمْ. Do not deprive the people from the things. وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. And do not commit corruption in the land. بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا. After it has been corrected. ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And this is better for you if only you know that do not change things, do not alter things. This is better for you. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We're saying the series of stories relating to the prophets continues. I mentioned to you earlier the order of the prophets. That would be nice if you remember it, right? Adam alayhi salam, Nuh alayhi salam, Hud alayhi salam, Salih alayhi salam, and then we done Lut alayhi salam, although Ibrahim alayhi came in between, and then now we're doing what? Shu'aib alayhi salam. Right. The first story appears in the verses quoted above. This is the story of Sayyidina Shu'aib and his people. Interesting. Sayyidina Shu'aib, according to Muhammad ibn Ishaq, is amongst the progeny of Madian, right? The son of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. He was so David and Lut alayhi salam, it was the nephew of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Now we're doing the son of Ibrahim alayhi salam, the son of Sayyidina Ibrahim salam. And he's also related to Sayyidina Lut alayhi salam. So the lineal descendant of Madian, the son of Sayyidina Ibrahim salam, also came to be known by name Madian. So okay, he was also known as Madian. And the locality where it's also called Madian. That's like even today, if a person comes from a certain town and you say, like I say, Mala Ashraf Ali Tanwi, Mala Masula Jalal Abadi, Mala Raipuri, Mala Abdul Qadir Raipur, in India they have that thing. That Madian is the name of a people and the name of a city as well. The city still survives near the port of Ma'in in eastern Jordan. Interesting. The city is still in Jordan. When relating the story of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, elsewhere the Quran refers, وَلَمَّا وَرَدَ مَاءَ مَدْيَنَ. So there is also mention of this in the Quran, where Allah speaks about when Musa alayhi salam, remember, he left Egypt and he came to Madian and he saw the people there, right? وَلَمَّا وَرَدَ مَاءَ. When he arrived at the watering place in Madian, it is referred to the exact very habitation. Interesting. So here, the place where Musa alayhi salam arrived and the place where Shu'aib alayhi salam was sent as a guide, the same place. It is the same place, right? It is referred to as a habitation. So that Shu'aib was known for his impressive oratory, because of which he was called the orator among the prophets. Interesting. Each prophet was known for something unique feature. I never know this. Shu'aib was a very eloquent orator and was known as, like you say, maybe Khatibul Anbiya, the orator of the Anbiya. The people to whom Shu'aib was sent have been identified by the Holy Quran as the race of the people of Madian. So they are referred to as people of Ahl Madian in the Quran. and also as the people of Aika. They so referred to as Ahlul Madian and Ashabul Aika. Ashabul Aika, yeah, Ashabul Aika. The word Aika means forest. What Aika means forest. Some commentators that these were different people that live in separate settlements. Some of us say no, the people of Madian and the people of Aika were different people. But some of us say no, it is two different words for the same people. Right? Sayyidina Shu'aib alayhi salam was sent to one of them first. When they were destroyed, he was sent to the other. So those ulama that say Ashab Madian, Ashab al-Aika is different. First he went to maybe Madian. They were not receptive to his message. They were destroyed. Then he was commissioned to go to Aika. Right? The punishment that came upon these two also has been said different words. The punishment of Rajaf on the people of Madian is mentioned as Sayha sound in some places, while Rajaf earthquakes in others. So those ulama say two separate people, they say, look, if you look at the punishment, different punishments is mentioned for the different words. One is Rajaf, one is Sayha. So this shows you it is two different people because different punishments was mentioned. Are you with me? The punishment of the people of Aika has been stated as being that of Zulla shade canopy. The form in which the punishment came was that the people of Aika were first subjected to intense heat in the canopy which almost roasted them. Then in the forest close by, close by, there came a dense cloud which cast a shade over the entire forest. Attracted by the shade in full blaze, there all inhabitants of the locality assembled under the shade of the cloud. As divine arrangement have it, here were its criminals walking on their 2 feet and reaching the exact spot where they were to be destroyed. Was without a warrant of arrest, without a police gun pointed at them. Once they were all there, the clouds rained fire and the earthquake shook the earth and killed them. So this refers to a different punishment of Aika. It was very, very hot. So they all retreated to the forest. And when they were all assembled in one place, Allah Ta'ala pelted them with rain, with fire. So this shows you. Then the other commentators say that the people of Madian and the people of Aika are the same people, and the three kinds of punishment revealed are converge on these people. First came the fire from the cloud, then rose the piercing sound, then the earthquake shook them. So those who say that Madian and Aika are the same, they say that although there's three punishments mentioned, but the three punishments has been made out on the same people. Are you with me? However, where these two people are separate, or the names of, or are, however, whether these two people are separate or are the two names of the same people, what matters is the message of truth delivered to by Sayyidina Shu'aib. It has been mentioned in verse 85 and verse 86. Right, so what Mufti Sahib is saying is, whether they are separate people people. The bottom thing, the bottom line, the crux of the message is that these were people who disobeyed Allah Ta'ala. They did not listen to the message of the people, and a result of this, they were punished severely. And if it was different people, then they got a different punishments. And if it was the same people, then several punishments were met out toward them, on them, right? Then rights of two kinds, right? So here is saying, if you look at the verse, in this verse, Allah Ta'ala speaks that one of the crimes of these people was they were not fulfilling their measurement. When they were dealing, when they were trading, they were shortchanging people. They were shortchanging people. So first we need to understand before we go back, as a Muslim, when you are sent to this dunya, the rights that you owe is of two types. The rights of two kinds. First come the rights which are related directly to Allah Ta'ala. First is as a believer, the right you owe to Allah Ta'ala. Right? No visible human gain or loss seems to depend on the fulfillment or abandonment. For example, the right we owe to Allah Ta'ala outwardly, if we don't fulfill the rights to Allah Ta'ala, it seems like you're not losing or gaining. But obviously, there you will lose and gain in the Akhirat. Like, for example, believing in one Allah, believing in the messengers, fasting, praying, etc. So, secondly, are the rights of the servants of Allah Ta'ala. So, the first was called Huququllah. The second one, the rights which are owed to our fellow mankind is called hukukul ibad, right? Right, which are related to human beings. These people were heedless to and unaware of the truth of these rights. In fact, were actually both. So if you look here, you see that you see that the people of Aika or Madian, whoever they were, They were negligent with regards to the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they were negligent with regards to the rights of ibad. They never believe in Allah ta'ala, they never accept His messenger, and in addition to that, also, they were shortchanged the people when they were dealing with them. By not believing in Allah Ta'ala and His messengers, they were violating the rights of Allah Ta'ala. And on top of it, by decreasing weights and measures, they were slicing through and wasting away the rights of the human beings. Then such people would go on to sit on entry points of roads and streets. They would terrorize all comers, rob them of their belongings, and warn them of the worst consequences if they believe in Sayyidina Shu'aib. And thus on God's earth, it made disorder the order of the day. It was to correct the masjid of Sayyidina Shu'aib. It was to correct these misdeeds that Sayyidina Shu'aib was in. So the last part of the verse here says, وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا. Do not commit mischief on the earth after it has been correct. So there are two things what they done. They used to rob the people, they used to sit on the roads, rob the people of their positions, terrorize them. So that was infringing on hukukul ibad. Then on top of that, they warn the people that do not believe in Shuaib alayhi salam. He's an imposter, he's a fraud. So that was huququllah. Like Allah Ta'ala is right, because it's the right of Allah Ta'ala that we worship. It is a hadith, ma haqqullah abdi, and Ismail, remember there's a hadith we done last in Mishkat, ma haqqul abdi ala Allah. What is the right of a ma haqqullah ala al-abdiya? What is the right of Allah Ta'ala's servant? أن تعبده ولا تشركوا به شيئا, that you worship Allah Ta'ala alone, we not ascribe any partners to Him. So that is the right that we owe Allah Ta'ala. So they would terrorize them and threaten them not to fulfill the right of Allah Ta'ala. So Allah Ta'ala is in this verse making reference to this. There's two things you fell short. You deprive the human beings of their right, and you deprive Allah Ta'ala of their right. So this is وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. So in the second verse, in the first and second verses quoted above, Sayyidina Shu'aib said three things to correct the cause of this. He said, so you see, he said, Ya qawmi abudullah, worship Allah Ta'ala, have the correct right. Ma lakum min ilahin ghayru. There's no God besides Him. He's the nourisher, He's the sustainer, He's the provider, He does everything. There's no God that you're supposed to. So here he's making reference to huququllah, right? See? Then he says, right, قَدْ جَاءَتْكُمْ بَيْنَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. So this is the same dawah, the call to Tawheed, the oneness of Allah, which all prophets have come, giving all along the lines of time, a call which is the spirit of all true beliefs and deeds. Since, right, so this call to believe in one Allah, not to believe in several gods, not to believe in multiple deities. This was a universal message that every Nabi from the Anbiya, from the time of Adam alayhi salam, till Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this was a universal message that believe in one Allah. Do not believe in multiple deities. Allah Ta'ala is your sustainer. Allah Ta'ala is your nourisher. Allah Ta'ala is your provider. Do not ascribe anything to Allah Ta'ala except that. So this was a universal message that every Nabi from amongst the Anbiya came with. The first thing you teach, even as a teacher, as an Imam, as a Maktab teacher, as a parent, and you first thing you teach is Allah is your sustainer. Allah Ta'ala is the one who does. Allah Ta'ala provides. Allah Ta'ala is the nourisher. So this is the most basic and fundamental teaching which every Nabi from the Anbiya came with, right? So you must speak about this even as a parent at home, as a mother, that Allah Ta'ala will provide. We see what Allah Ta'ala wishes, whatever Allah Ta'ala wishes. Allah Ta'ala has sent this. Allah Ta'ala has provided this for us. Allah Ta'ala will do, right? So that is to teaching Iman, teaching Imaniyat. Therefore, this was the first message given to them. And the first message given to the people of Shu'aib alayhi salam was this, that look here, Ya qawmi abudullah, worship Allah Ta'ala, accept Allah Ta'ala as your nourisher, accept Allah Ta'ala as your sustainer. Okay, just remember exactly where we're stopping, yeah? I see Ma'ana's Dimas here. So we'll break here, inshallah, for the next class. Subject, best.